This program is sponsored by Dave Stahl.
It's time to get educated on your Second Amendment right. It's time to get locked and loaded with 2 full hours of Gun Sports Radio. Your hosts Dave Stahl, Lance Pelkey, and Michael Schwartz will teach you anything and everything there is to know about firearms, self-defense, and the laws that affect your American right to own and bear arms. Visit gunsportsradio.com with your questions and comments, or to learn how to become a sponsor and or guest of the show. Now, here's your hosts, Dave, Lance, and Michael.
All right, folks, welcome to Gun Sports Radio, FM 96.1, AM 1170.
The Answer. Don't laugh at me, Dave.
I'm not laughing.
We're in the forbidden zone. I'm staying clean.
Look at him. He's got
I'll laugh at you.
He's got a sack on his head, but he is so ready. Hey,
hazmat suits.
Look for our show on your favorite podcast platform. It's simple at gunsportsradio.com. That's gunsportsradio.com. And please remember to stick around because there is a second hour packed full of gun sports news right there at 5 o'clock Pacific time. This segment is brought to you by Firearms Legal Protection. They're our good friends, and Firearms Legal Protection is the best legal protection for self-defense. Check them out at their website at firearmslegal.com. California assault weapons laws makes it almost impossible to own an AR pattern rifle. What's the solution? Cali Key converts any mil-spec direct impingement AR platform rifle into a straight pull-bolt action rifle so it can have all the features without being considered an assault weapon. It's a true drop-in solution, no milling, no aesthetic modifications, and no turning off your gas system. Keep your entire AR collection intact at a price you can afford with Cali Key. Check out Cali Key at CaliKey.com. That's CaliKey.com. All right, kids, what's new?
We're broadcasting deep behind enemy lines.
Yes, we are.
In our bunker with the social distancing all correct, and Michael Schwartz got us all de-germed.
Yeah, brought Clorox wipes, and frankly, I'd kind of like to see this social distancing thing stay.
I kind of like
as well as the Clorox wipes.
As well. Nobody needs to be within 6 feet of me.
Yeah, so
not that anybody's fighting over it. In all seriousness, I hope everybody's doing fine. I know that a lot of bad things are happening, and hopefully we can bring you some entertainment and some news. We're actually going to have Brian Jones on at 5:15. He's Senator Brian Jones. He's going to talk about what's going on the state level. And then it sounds like next week we're going to have a bunch of elected officials, local, city council, county board, and they're going to, we're going to interview them on what's going on the city level. What does this all actually mean? What do they think of the job that the local Fed and state are doing with all this? So tune in next week as well. I think that'll be really, really interesting. But today we're going to talk to all kinds of cool people. To David Chong, we're going to talk to all kinds of people. So, again, hope everybody's doing well and understand that times are very strange right now, and they're probably going to get even more weird. And I know that there is a huge debate to be had over how necessary all this is. And I think we should have that debate, and it should be a passionate, informed debate. But right now, I think that we should concentrate on helping everybody around us.
Yeah, I totally agree. And my feeling is support your local restaurants as much as you possibly can.
Yeah, we ordered Domino's last night.
Yeah, tip heavily.
Yeah.
We're in Alpine, and there's only so many restaurants, and there's only 15,000 people. So, the community is really wrapped around. The only thing that's really odd, I don't know why, and I mean this in all sincerity, our Chinese restaurants are not open. And I don't know if people are...
They're avoiding them. They're avoiding them. People are unrightly, unfairly avoiding Chinese restaurants. Absolutely.
Sad.
And I heard that earlier, too. And it's and that's what I was talking about. When people are frightened, when you frighten the sheep, they do weird, bizarre things. And blaming Chinese restaurants for this would be one of
terrible.
Those.
Stupidest thing I have.
Yeah, that is sad. I haven't witnessed or seen anything, but any kind of backlash or
no. I haven't either, except that my favorite Chinese restaurant's not open.
Right, but I'm hearing that it's happening, which is horrible. And I know that's not coming from the informed, intelligent, responsible folks who listen to this station and are members of San Diego County Gun Owners. I don't know what knuckle dragging mouth breather is doing that, but that's ridiculous and horrible.
And it's the same thing with hoarding. I mean, a friend of mine was in the grocery store just the other day, and a guy was in front of him with a grocery cart full of toilet paper.
Yeah.
And the cashier says, nope.
On a more practical level too, Chinese food is like the best stuff to get for takeout.
Yeah.
Since not only that, they get takeout anyway.
Well, yeah, and it's good. But anyway, we digress.
I've spent more time at Walmart in the past week than
you just like Walmart, though.
I've been to Walmart like once in the last 3 years. I've been like 5 times in the past week. I'm humiliated.
And you're not buying anything. You're just going to see the excitement.
Oh, so honestly, we went last Sunday night. Out of kind of curiosity.
Yeah.
And we ended up buying some things because there were some things on the shelves and we thought, well, all right, we need this, we need that. It wasn't a lot. But then I needed a can opener. Somebody pull my prepper card for not having a functional can opener. Now, look, everybody, I know you guys know the soup or the spoon trick.
That's what I'm saying. You have to know 7 other ways to open a can.
I know 7 other ways to open a can. I was a Boy Scout. We used to do all kinds. When we'd go camping, we'd find the kid that brought all cans, and we'd steal his can opener.
Sure.
Look, and I was that kid at least once. So I know, but I was just like, oh my God, I can't believe we don't have a can opener.
How are we going to open this can?
How are we going to?
Well, you have a gun.
Yeah, really.
Hey, do we
have a hole in it?
So I had to go get a can opener.
Speaking of gun, do we have time for a quick gun question here? Being a gun,
is this a gun?
I don't think this is the appropriate format now. Go for it.
Are you 6 feet away?
I could ask it from over here. I was reading the other day, they were back in New Orleans again, and the mayor that they have now, who looks slightly better than Ray Nagin, I guess, at least she's not in prison, but has suspended she suspended sales and transportation of firearms there.
I heard
that. Yeah. I was curious because I thought that got settled after, because they did that, Nagin did that during Katrina, and I thought that resulted in did the Supreme Court rule on that?
So that's one of the things we're going to talk to Brian about, Senator Jones, when he comes on. I have heard of a number of different places, including areas in the Bay Area of California.
Well, I know San Jose did that. The mayor there tried that.
Alameda as well. There's also a place in Illinois. Anyway, I think what you're referring to with the Katrina thing had more to do with gun confiscation than it did shutting down gun sales.
So it was a narrow ruling then, right? You can't confiscate guns during an emergency, but you could make it...
That's always the trick.
Illegal to do anything with them.
If you win a case... then you try to make that ruling as broad as broadly reaching as possible. Let's put it that way. If you lose a case, then it's extremely narrow, and it only means one little tiny thing. So I believe that's what it is. But we are going to talk to Senator Jones about that.
It'll be interesting to see what Brian has to say about that, because you would think in California, with the environment that we have to deal with, Second Amendment wise, that they would do that right off the bat here, any excuse to make it hard, but they're not doing that out here.
So here's why, and we're going to talk to David Chong a little bit about that too. But that's why it's so important to focus on who is elected on your school board, your city council, all these local places. Some gun shops I know have gotten in writing a waiver from their local mayor saying you are necessary.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, some shops have said, you know what, we're staying open. We've decided we're necessary. Some shops have said, you know what, we're closing. We don't want to risk it. But San Jose, they actually stopped. One of the businesses that they sent cops out to and closed was a gun shop.
Yeah, and it was interesting because I'd read the mayor blurted out the real reason. He said something ridiculous like, we have people panic buying toilet paper, but we don't want them panic buying guns.
Yeah.
And then a little bit later, I think somebody that was a little bit smarter got a hold of them and they rephrased that, and they said, well, it's not that there are gun stores, just they're not essential, so we're just trying to enforce that stuff.
Like the Second Amendment's not essential.
Yeah, right, not at all.
I can tell you most of the gun shops out there in San Diego are operating some kind of hours every day.
Well, yeah, if you've been watching, like with Poway Weapons and Gear, John Phillips was saying that they were going to try to stay open. They were working with local authorities, and the way it shook out after a day or two is their range is closed, except for military and police. But the store is open, and they were posting pictures of like a line wrapped around the building, which is probably about 4 times longer than it needs to be because everybody's spread out.
Well,
but still, they said a 5-hour wait there if you go.
Well, they're not letting. I went and got my hair cut As if you didn't notice.
At Poway Weapons and Gear?
No. In
I was
Escondido.
going to compliment that.
I know you should have. And I was in Escondido, and I never even knew there was a gun store in the complex where I get my hair cut. But my girl, she says, have you seen that line coming out of that gun store? And I said, there's a gun store? So, but what I went over and I talked to him, and what he's doing is he's only letting them in
a couple at a time
to keep the distance factor. But
which brings up a really interesting point. Why do you go all the way to Escondido to get your haircut, Dave? I think that's a...
I've been doing it for 30-something years. You know?
Wow.
It's just it's a loyalty thing.
That is loyalty.
You know, it's just true loyalty. I know. My wife looks at me. Why are you doing it? Let's take a break. But I do love my hair. You should have seen it before I got it cut. Hey, no eating. I'm just looking. Right here on FM 96.1, AM 1170.
The Answer.
Folks, welcome back. You're listening to Gun Sports Radio, live behind the lines, right here on FM 96.1 AM 1170.
The Answer.
Hey, what's the best defense for self-defense in those horrible new red flag laws? Firearms legal protection. Mike, Lance, and I use them. Firearms legal protection is a legal defense program for lawful gun owners with 24/7 emergency hotline and plans designed specifically for the firearms owner. Talk to the good folks at Firearms Legal Protection today. That's Firearms Legal Protection at firearmslegal.com. But you can call them 469-310-9100. That's 469-310-9100 at firearmslegal.com. Gun owners, be ready with a lawyer in your corner. The refi bell just went off this week. So home mortgage interest rates have dropped to an historic low. If you are looking to buy or refi, or if you're considering a reverse mortgage, call our local mortgage guy that you can trust. Call Chris Wiley at PRMI Mortgage. For nearly 25 years, Chris has been helping local San Diegans with all their mortgage needs. Give Chris a call at 619-722-1303 or primeres.com/Alpine. All right. So it just seems to me like all the gun stores are just being inundated.
So they are, and there's a line. I went to the gun range, San Diego. I've been there a couple times actually in the last couple weeks, or last week or so. And they're doing the same thing. But as far as I know, AO Sword is open. Yeah. Discount Gun Mart is open. Yeah. Gunfighter Tactical. Poway Weapons and Gear. The Gun Range San Diego. North County open. Shooting Center. A couple have chosen to not open, but Gunther's is open. Iron Sights is open. BB's up in Fallbrook. Cal Customs up in Fallbrook. All open.
What about the Glock store?
Glock store, I believe, is by appointment only right now. So they're not open to the public. Mm-hmm. They've chosen to hold off. Okay. And I also think that our Discount Gun Mart in Santee has very, 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 very limited hours. So you may want to check there. P2K.
Call before you go.
Yeah, call before you go. P2K is open. Or check their Facebook. You know, I'll tell you, don't call.
Don't call.
Actually, let's take that advice back because they can't answer the phone. No. They can't answer the phone. Go on Facebook.
Oh, I see.
Go on their website.
Good idea.
You know what? Email San Diego County Gun Owners. We'll do our best to tell you who's open and who's not. We're trying to keep track of all that. So, yeah.
Yeah, I was by Discount Gun Mart yesterday, going over to Cecil's, the meat place, with my wife and daughter. And so going back, there was this huge line at Discount Gun Mart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, keeping social distance. Gun Range San Diego is actually texting people. So you give your name and text number, phone number, and they'll text you. Wait in your car. And then, you know, the comfort of your car and all that stuff.
Oh,
and
text you when it's time when you're
ready to come in. That's their handling. I thought it was pretty good. Our own Gina from, sorry about that.
You just socially
my God.
Close the distance on me.
Yeah, get the wipe.
Break out the Clorox.
Yeah, anyway.
Alert.
Our
Gina went and helped AO Sword, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's what I was trying to say.
Well, you distracted.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. So Gina was down there being our ambassador and talking to all these first-time gun owners.
Oh, was she really?
Yes.
I didn't see her
Yeah,
post.
she said she was cooped up in her house, and then so Dave Chong said,
she
hey,
was
come
going
on down to
crazy.
our store if you don't mind, and just be ambassador and talk to all these people in line, of course, maintain social distance.
Mm-hmm.
And she spoke to all these first-time gun owners. We should have her on the show next week so she could talk about that.
That's a good idea.
That is awesome. What
Yeah.
a great idea.
No, yeah. I mean, absolutely. That's what Mike should be doing.
All these people that
over
were
at
on the
Walmart.
fence or whatever the case may be, and yeah, they're going in.
By the way, regarding CCWs, we've got a lot of questions about that. From the San Diego Sheriff's Department, CCW applicants that have received an approval letter within the last 30 days and need to take the required safety course, they will temporarily be extending the 30-day requirement to 60 days. So don't worry about that. I know they're basically closed to new applications right now, but if you are in process, be patient. Let them contact you. At a worst case scenario, send an email or maybe even call. But don't worry, everything's going to get sorted out. They're working really, really hard. All these changes are not permanent; they're temporary, obviously, due to the COVID-19 situation. But the other thing is, they were actually switching over this month, kind of a perfect storm, to a digital application so that you can do everything online. So they were just training the staff on how to do that when all this hit.
Oh, jeez.
So they got this huge double whammy, unfortunately.
Yeah. No
so,
kidding.
but don't worry. Don't worry. You're going to get your CCW. You're not going to lose your place in line. They are accommodating people. You're just going to have to hold off.
Something else to think about, too, is a friend of mine asked where I could go buy a gun, and he ended up going to a local gun shop, and he's doing the 10-day, and he's concerned now that the gun shop might get closed up and he won't get his gun.
So that's one of the things we're going to talk to Senator Jones about.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
That is a big deal, but again, this too will pass. I mean, it's temporary. I don't think they're going to cancel him.
He wants his gun during the social unrest, I think, is what potential social unrest, sorry.
Oh, yeah, well, that's
Not that there's
going to
be any.
Some of the stores were saying that if you get into that process, they'll be open, for you to come pick up your gun on that day that the gun is due.
one-on-one basis.
Yeah, I know. I saw some of them. I can't remember who said that.
That's true. I'm hearing that too. The only issue though is if DROS is closed, like if the state pulls the plug on the DROS system, you can't pick your gun up.
Yeah.
They can't release it.
Right. Absolutely not.
That's the bottleneck.
Yeah, that's a sticky
problem.
Yeah.
So, but I know that these gun shops are going, hell, we're going to do everything we can, which is really awesome.
Well, going back to the sheriff, good for the local sheriff, our local sheriff, Gore, to be able to extend the time for renewals on CCWs.
Right.
Yeah, that's cool for renewals at least. That's good because I've seen some of the buzz going on around the country that they've even shut those off too in various areas.
My goodness.
So it's very good for our guys. So.
Yeah. Well, folks, you just got to roll with the punches at this point in time. There's nothing you can do.
Well, we've been telling people, right? We've been telling people. How long has Dave and Lance, all of us, been saying, buy rounds, and here we are.
And we didn't even know this was coming.
We say, you know what? I've been, I said everybody needs a Glock, not necessarily, but just to have some kind of something, just to kind of get people going. And we've been saying this. I guess that's the prepper in me.
Proactive or reactive, you have a choice.
Well, plan A is life's going to be good, everything's going to work out. Plan B is, there's going to be a bump in the road, and plan C is what happens when things go,
go there.
whatever. So that's just
well, it's the thing. You either have a plan or they have a plan for you.
That's it,
Right.
and you accepted
Which do you
that
prefer?
plan. Right,
Yeah.
that's the default plan. You're
Yeah.
going to accept the default plan by the
There's
government.
a plan. It's just whether or not it's
whoever hops
yours.
over your fence and runs into your house.
Yeah, no, without a shadow of a doubt. And it's not a panic. You just got to prepare and be ready.
People are also asking me about Gun Prom, May 16th. It is more than likely going to have to be postponed.
Yeah.
We're still working on that.
What's your cutoff with Town and Country? That's what I would go by.
Well, they treat us really, really good. And we're, they need deposits along the way and they're pretty much shut down. So there's not a whole lot I can do. But everything's stopped. So I don't think we're going to, we're like, I don't know, we were like halfway there as far as ticket and table sales. And we had some commitments from people. I mean, everything was going good. But then, a week ago, everything just stopped. Mm-hmm. So I think the most likely case scenario is we're just going to have to postpone it. But we don't know yet.
In the meantime, didn't you set up like a chat room or something like that for members of San Diego County Gun Owners?
Rocket chat.
There you go. So if you guys join San Diego County Gun Owners, then you could be part of the community and part of the chat.
When does that go?
So Seth, one of our members, is awesome. Rocket Chat is like its own little private server. So it's not like a message board, where you post something and the whole world can see it and it's up there for forever. This is like a little bit more. It's like a private chat room with a couple different rooms attached to it. So if you're a member of San Diego County Gun Owners, you have access to this private chat room. It's private as in you can't just see it online. You have to be another San Diego County Gun Owners member, and there's a vetting process and to get all that done. But the other rooms in there, some of them have to do with CCW. So a lot of the information, if you want to know what's going on, they get it first. We update that pretty quickly. There's a gun prom channel. There's all kinds of different good.
Well, with everything going on right now, that's a great communication because it's direct from you and everybody else, I guess.
Yeah, right. It's
are
not
you
just
the admin?
Well, there's a couple different admins.
Okay.
But it's just it's not it's not information from stranger on an internet.
Yeah, that's really good.
It's but you have to be a member to get Rocket Chat. If you are a member, contact us and say, hey, I haven't heard about this yet. We talked about it at all the meetings and we've sent out emails. But if you missed it, let us know. We'll get you on there. If you're not a member, then join and we'll send out instructions on how to get you on Rocket Chat. San Diego County Gun.
So even if you're a gun owner, if you belong to Gun Sports or San Diego County Gun Owners, you should really send you an email because I haven't gotten anything on how to join. You probably don't have my paperwork figured out yet either.
No, you should have gotten it.
Took my money and went to Walmart.
We'll take care of you, Dave.
No, he took my money, went to Walmart and bought a can opener.
No, toilet paper. Come on.
He bought a tank. No, the can opener is way more important than
we'll get you figured out. We've put it out in emails. We put it out on Facebook. We've put it out on all the meetings, but we will get you taken care of.
Okay. No. I'm watching you. All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back, a whole lot more right here on Gun Sports Radio, FM 96.1, AM 1170.
The Answer.
Folks, welcome to Gun Sports Radio, FM 96.1, AM 1170.
The Answer.
Hey, folks, have you been to A.O. Sword Firearms in El Cajon? Well, guess what? They're open. They've got the widest selection of guns in San Diego County with over 600 unique guns in stock, including hundreds of used guns. Go see their full-service experienced gunsmith if you want to have any modifications done. They can do everything from mild repairs to full custom firearms. A.O. Sword Firearms Store located at 929 East Main Street in the city of El Cajon. Go to their website at aosword.com or give them a call at 619-749-4867. Build, buy, or repair. A.O. Sword Firearm is your go-to place for all things firearms. That's aosword.com or give them a call 619-749-4867. And by the way, this segment is brought to you by Gatsky, DIllon, and Balance LLP. Go to cafirearmslaw.com for the best gun lawyer on the planet. You can even call him direct at 760-431-9501. That is John DIllon. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Not doing too bad at all. What are you up to?
Just surviving quarantine.
With the kids?
Yeah, establishing that work-at-home life, which is a new thing.
So you're selling the Tesla?
No, you're keeping that.
Oh, okay.
Why would I sell that?
Because you're not going to drive it for a while.
It's powering his microwave.
Oh, there you go.
It's just an extra battery. But no, it's as we all know, it's been a little different experience in life last couple days with this new stay-at-home order. But the funny thing is one thing is for sure, we have many more new gun owners and first-time gun owners in this state.
Yep.
No kidding.
Yeah, it's one of those things. There's been, all sorts of articles that have been written recently about the just influx of new gun owners that are buying guns because, they're honestly worried about what's going on in the country right now. The funny thing is, we kind of laugh at it, but you have all these people that walked into the gun shops in California expecting to hand over their money and walk out with a gun, only to find out that they got to get a firearm safety certificate, that they got to take a firearm safety test, that they got to wait 10 days, that they have all these extra fees and gross paperwork that they have to fill out. They have to bring, additional proof of residence, additional proof of citizenship.
Hey,
and it wasn't such a walk in the park that they all believed it was.
John, I've heard from multiple people, multiple gun shop owners have said, the first time I heard this, I thought, well, come on, that's a one-off. But I've heard from multiple gun shop owners that people who are looking to buy a firearm offered more money to skip the 10-day wait period. Not as hey, I'm trying to do something illegal, but they were hoping that there was some kind of out if they provided more money.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Oh, yeah, and, I've heard similar stories, and, the gun shops around town, they know what they're doing, and they politely refused and said, no, it's not about money, it's, a matter of complying with the law. Jeez. And so, you gotta wait 10 days. There's no, exception, and there's no, issue. There's no coronavirus exception to the 10-day wait, unfortunately.
Well, John, it's too bad they postponed the gun show or canceled the gun show because people could have used the gun show loophole and gotten around all this. That's a joke.
Yeah, they would have been up for another nasty little surprise with that one. It's just so, we kind of laugh at that. It's funny, but at the same time, these are new gun owners, and they've just been through the ordeal of having to buy a gun in California, and this is the time to educate these new people that may not be on your side politically with most other things, and even may not be that comfortable with guns, but the gun community needs to accept them with open arms and help them and tell them hey, here's great places to train, learn about your gun, learn how to use it safely, because that's important. And personally, I knew nothing about gun law. I knew nothing about guns until I bought my first gun.
Yeah.
And then I went down the rabbit hole, like many do.
Way down. We're way in that rabbit hole.
Yeah, way down. Maybe people don't go maybe as far down as me, but
there you're
a lot
down
of people
there.
do go down that rabbit hole, and it's something that we need to, support and help them out. I mean, I've had literally a number of personal friends from college who are on the opposite spectrum when it comes to political issues and have been very anti-gun their whole lives. I had at least 6 of them call me in the last couple of weeks and had me, go through, okay, well, what do I need to do to buy a gun in California? And what gun should I get? And who should I train with? And it's been a fun experience in that sense of, kind of opening up the doors and, showing people like, look, buying a gun is not a bad thing. It's for your safety. And it's, if you want to feel that, you can protect yourself with a gun, go ahead and do it. And it's important to, get that training and learn about your gun. And so it's a great thing in the end, because people are becoming independent, and it's good that you're not relying on someone else.
Did you tell him? Wait a minute. Did you tell him, John? Did you tell him? I'm really sorry. You didn't. You weren't interested before. You're on the no-buy list. So
well,
sorry.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't. I was very happy that they called me. I was so actually excited to just tell them about the process, and then. The great thing is you tell them all the things that they need to do, and they're like, what? How many pieces of paperwork do I need? How many forms of ID?
How much? How much do I got to spend?
Why do I have to wait 10 days? Like, what? I can only buy one gun every 30 days. Why?
It is tempting. It is tempting to say.
It's tempting to give them a hard time,
Yeah.
But like I said, open up those arms, welcome them to the community, and I guarantee you, you're only increasing our numbers.
It's tempting to tell them, you want to buy a pistol, you don't need that to kill a deer. Just...
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, John,
there's been some good silver lining to, this issue. We'll just call it that.
So Dave kind of brought up and Joe kind of brought up a good point that I wanted to run by you that I haven't had a chance to yet. But I'm thinking about talking to some of our friends in the legislature about presenting a bill that will hopefully they can get passed into law that during emergencies like this, that they suspend background checks on ammo. They suspend the law that bans people from borrowing guns. They suspend 10-day wait periods. They suspend requiring a CCW to carry concealed. They suspend hunting and fishing licenses and designate gun dealers as a necessary part of the community during an emergency so they can't be closed down. What do you think about that?
No, yeah, I think that'd be really good, and I apologize. I have a screaming child in the background.
Yes, you do.
You do?
That kid seems to love the idea, so...
Yeah, he's all for it. I think something like that is necessary, especially with a lot of the redundant laws that are, in my opinion, unconstitutional in and of themselves. But at the very least, you have to have some suspension of these requirements. When in issues in times like this, where you're going to have a huge influx of people that want to buy a gun to defend themselves.
Yeah. What have you been following? What's going on, like in San Jose?
Yeah, it's pretty disturbing. There's no other way to say it, and it's very clear that this is just certain opinions of representatives, and I use the air quotes on that, who just don't like the fact that people are buying guns. And it's not because they're doing anything wrong with the guns. It's because they don't like people buying guns, because people buying guns is a bad thing. And so they're trying to, claim that these are non-essential storefronts when at the same time, you got your marijuana dispensaries and, all sorts of different, shops and businesses that are still considered essential. Basically, I haven't really figured out what is not considered essential under this order.
Well, it seems legal.
Seems like everything falls. Nordstrom apparently is an essential business, so I would think that a business that fulfills someone's Second Amendment, fundamental rights to self-defense would also be essential.
Well, the most disturbing part of this is it all appears to be legal. Am I off on that, or it seems like they're actually following what appears to be stated law, whether or not that law is constitutional or not, or whether that law is correct or not. Do you agree that the most disturbing part is this is legal? What they're doing is legal.
Well, in a fine line, the fact that they can do these kind of executive orders for public safety and everything, yeah, they do have a pretty wide discretion to do stuff like that. But at the same time, with that discretion, you don't just get to go and do whatever you want and then violate, people's rights. So I'm not going to say that what he's doing in San Jose is, constitutional or legal in any way. I think that there's some serious problems with, trying to essentially claim that a business is non-essential because, you don't like it.
Yeah, political bias makes them non-essential.
I think, John, a safer approach maybe, and this might be a good excuse for us to start getting the word out for people, rather than depend on our California politicians to suspend laws or something when there's an emergency. The better takeaway from this is to get prepared now. Don't wait till there's an emergency and think you're going to be able to buy ammunition and buy guns and do that stuff.
Amen to
Be
that.
prepared now.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's the thing. I pretty much I'm a Cure and Relic license holder, and I have a COE, and so I'm able to purchase ammunition directly to my house, and I buy ammunition fairly regularly, and not because I'm getting ready for the apocalypse, because I go shooting, and just because it's good to have it on hand. And this is a perfect example of being prepared in advance is a wonderful thing.
Yeah, it is.
Well, and this is liable to, this is going to go on for, even if they resolve this thing, hopefully they'll come to their senses, and I'll talk about that here at 5. But, even if they resolve this quickly, there's likely to be shortages of ammo and firearms and things like that for several months after this. So it's good to be stocked up.
Yeah, guns, ammo, toilet paper, and water are things that are going to be very hard to come by, it seems like, for a little while. And that's because, we have a lot of people, didn't prepare in advance. And, a lot of people didn't consider this to be a big issue up until, a couple days ago. And so you kind of get that panic buy and like the panic of not being prepared. And so everyone's going and doing these bulk purchasing. So that's generally a problem. So, it's not a bad thing to be prepared in advance, whether it's with guns and ammo or food and toilet paper.
Pretty unreal. Like I said, I it's bad what's going on. I think I think that what we're seeing is the worst part of this whole thing is what is in public policy and what is possible in public policy. I think a lot of this stuff are, look, nobody wants to get sick. Nobody wants people to die before their time. But what's going on? This is the kind of thing you see in third world countries and banana republics. And I frankly just don't trust my future to elected officials and never will, no matter who that elected official is. So
true.
It definitely highlights all the major holes we have in this system. And, I think the lesson to be learned is, hey, everyone, maybe let's not rely on the government for everything.
When is
rely on yourself, be independent,
right.
and you'll find that you're not running to the market because you don't have anything.
No, you're already prepared. It's called reactive or proactive. You have a choice.
When's the assault weapons case? Do you know when that's going to be rescheduled, or do we have to wait and see? It was supposed to be heard on Thursday.
It's a wait and see. Again, unfortunately, because of all of this, the courts are, closed down pretty much. And, there's a lot of court dates that have been kicked back. So it's not a matter of, the assault weapons ban. They're just trying to move it back again. They've basically canceled court for the most part, especially when it comes to civil matters, which is what our challenge to the Assault Weapon Act is. So we don't have a date yet on that. The courts continue to give updates just in how, when filings are going to be due and delays and all that, but we don't have a date yet. But as soon as we do, we'll make that public so everyone can stay up to date.
Hey, John, what about if somebody needs you? Is your office closed next week, or can people still get a hold of you?
No one's in the office, but we are working remote. So you call the office line, and you can get directed towards me.
Okay.
And so just as normal, I'm still in contact, still connected to my email. I'm working remote. So every piece of contact information on my website or, online is still working.
All right. So go give that kid an Oreo cookie, and he'll love you.
Will do.
All right. This is FM 96.1, AM 1170.
The Answer.
All right, folks. Welcome back. Gun Sports Radio, FM 96.1, AM 1170.
The Answer.
What's the best defense for self-defense in those horrible new red flag laws? Firearms legal protection. Mike, Lance, Joe, and I, we use them. Firearms legal protection is the legal defense program for lawful gun owners with a 24/7 emergency hotline and plans designed specifically for the firearms owner. Talk to the good folks at Firearms Legal Protection today. That's Firearms Legal Protection at firearmslegal.com or call 469-310-9100. That's 469-310-9100 or firearmslegal.com. Gun owners, be ready with a lawyer in your corner. This segment is brought to you by the good folks at the Gun Range San Diego, 7853 Balboa Avenue in San Diego, 10 to 10, 7 days a week. Go to the Gun Range San Diego. Their hours may have changed because of this situation. No, yes?
No. They're still 10 to 10.
All right. I love it.
10 to 10. Just the range side is closed.
The range side?
The range side is closed, but the store is open.
And wild. All right. Hey, Casey, how you doing, buddy?
We're hanging in there. Been doing that for a couple weeks. I'm actually enjoying my day off from home, so that's where I'm calling y'all from.
Oh, they gave you a day off.
Wow, man, that's
insane.
insane.
We've been at it. Yeah, the past 2 weeks have been it's nothing like we've ever seen before. People are flooding in here, getting any guns and ammo they can, and we have little to nothing on our shelves. We're getting new inventory in almost every single day. We're placing orders. Still things for people. We're not doing any special orders, any FFL transfers, anything like that. We just don't have the time nor the space. Our safes are almost completely filled with the inventory that we've been doing. I mean, we're doing probably 30, 40, 50 guns a day right now.
I heard you're also for the rental fleet, you're also selling rental guns at a good price.
Yep, we've sold almost all of our 9mm rental guns and a majority of the other ones. So
wow,
we're doing everything we can to service customers the best we can. Basically, how our system is, yes, the range is shut down for the foreseeable future. We see how it goes with that. We are doing it by appointment. We're authorized to do this at this point. Basically, people are coming in, putting their name, phone number, and getting on our list. It's usually around a 2 to 3 hour wait, depending on how it's going, but most of our customers have been very, very patient with us, and it's working very smoothly. They'll kind of hang out. Some people hang out in their cars. Some people go driving around for a little while and then come back after they do some errands, but it's flowing by very, very smoothly, and we're doing the best we can to help out whatever way we can for people.
When you said no FFL transfers, you're talking about private party, like person to person?
No, we cannot refuse person-to-person transfers. We just tell people, it's going to be 3 or 4 hours. FFL transfers are for firearm purchases where they buy online and have them be shipped to us. Okay. We just don't have the means right now to be able to organize that because of all of our salesmen are all in there one-on-one with people. We just don't have the time to take away from it. So, we're trying our best to answer the phone calls too, but it's just too hard. I mean, that phone is I'm not even joking. It's ringing every minute or two throughout the day.
And according to the DRO system, how many folks are buying guns that you could tell?
It's more than Black Friday and stuff like that. I'll usually leave around if I'm working mornings, leave around 7 or 8, and it's up in the 7, 8, 9,000 DROSs submitted to the state of California.
Does that include ammo, or is that just gun?
No, ammo is a whole different thing. Ammo goes up in the from what I've seen, at 15 to 30,000 ammo transactions.
So you said it's normally 7,000 to 8,000. What is it now?
No, this is over the top. Normally, it's around maybe 1,500, 2,000.
Oh, geez.
Maybe three on a good day.
How many guns did you normally sell a day prior to this?
On a good day, 8 to 10 would be a really good day for us. Normally, 3, 4, 5. The range side, our sales side, we do good. It's just, when people aren't scared, right. Most people either have their things. That's kind of a lot of people that are coming in is a lot of panic buyers. I mean, I've had people come up, they've said, I don't know anything about guns. I don't care what gun, just point to one and I'll buy it. And it's getting to that point where it's like, wow, this is the stage we're getting in. People coming in, what's a firearm safety certificate? I don't know. People are getting angry that they have to wait 10 days. I'm like, well, yes, because most of you don't realize the gun laws and you probably voted for these bad laws anyway. So now you know.
Yeah, that'll teach. So
we'll see how this goes.
So Casey, with that being said, let's say somebody runs in there tonight, buys a gun. What's the guarantee that in 10 days they'll have that gun?
Well, that's what we're kind of working on right now. We're actually going through all of our DROSs, and if it permits it, we're going to set up appointments for people. So we're basically going to be like, hey, this is your pickup time. This is your pickup window. Be here to get it. That's about the only way we can do it. So it's basically kind of how we're doing it right now. Currently, if you have a pickup and you come into our shop, we'll get you right to the front. We're not going to make you wait 3 hours to pick up your firearm because pickups are pretty quick and easy. We get them in and out of the door. So that's kind of the priorities that we have right now is pickups, and then it goes new firearm purchases and ammo. As long as everybody, we have a couple of our salesmen that stand at the door, and when anybody comes up, we ask them, all right, what is it you need? So we check all the documentation and make sure they have it right then and there. Because if they don't, we're like, look, you have to go get this, and this. Be prepared. So we have all the information on our social media of exactly what is required.
What is the word from the government as far as the DROs? I mean, shutting down due to this situation where they're not processing anymore.
We haven't got any word on anything like that yet. I mean, we're still going to be pumping them out, but I mean, if the DRO system shuts down, that's it.
Yeah.
You know, there's nothing that we can do at that point. We have heard rumors that the Department of Justice was going to extend the approval dates or the delivery dates, but that hasn't been confirmed yet. I could see that possibly happening because I understand how this is going to be, but also, again, California hates guns, so it could go either way.
It's going to drive him crazy.
Well, Senator Jones is out at 5:15. He's going to talk about that.
Perfect.
Yeah,
there we go.
Hopefully
it's going. It's how it's going. You know, most people are being very, very patient with us, but a lot of these newer buyers are actually understanding that, you know, the California gun laws that we have really tie your hands up if you want a firearm for self-defense. Like, all these people are buying it, and it's like, I still have to wait 10 days?
So
what happens in 10 days, you know?
So, Casey, with that being said, and you've got all these brand new gun owners coming in, are you educating them as well? Instead of just selling them a gun, are you saying, by the way, what you're dealing with is probably the people you may have voted in to do this? Are you kind of doing a little educational? Okay, good. That's excellent.
Absolutely. We're doing that. And not only that, we're actually working with Manny, who's our range master and instructor, John Groff, as we all know. We're actually working on setting up some basically group courses for when they do the pickup. We're going to take them in the range and get them familiar with their firearms even more.
Great
when
idea.
you pick up a firearm, you have to do your safe handling affidavit, and that's basically, you know, showing them how to load and unload the firearm with a snap cap and whatnot. We're going a step further because if this is how it's going to be, and if, you know, we're allowed to loosen some of the quarantine thing, we'll figure it out down the road. But that's kind of what we're going to be working on, is like one-on-one with us, the instructor, with John, with Manny, and we're going to take them and kind of familiarize them even more about what this firearm is capable of, getting them used to it, getting some shots for them downrange, just getting them actually more confident in it, because that's going to be beneficial to everybody in the long run, instead of all these people that have never wanted a gun before in their life and all of a sudden, all right, I'm going to get a gun. What am I doing with it?
Yeah, exactly. And then also, too, just to remind people, if you want to get a hold of Gun Range San Diego, just look in their social media, their Instagram, Facebook, and also the website, gunrangesandiego.com.
Yep, Facebook and Instagram right now, we're posting all of our updates of when inventory comes in, what we're getting in, when it comes in, as best we can.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on, my friend. We got Senator Brian Jones coming on next. He's the authority, California State Senator.
All right, folks. We're going to take a quick break, but don't forget there's another hour right in the wings. We'll be with it shortly. FM 96.1, AM 1170.
The Answer.
This program is sponsored by Dave Stahl.